So we're heading into the Tahoma side of the Rubicon to do some work and remove a bunch of trees before the snow gets any worse. You can see on the side of 80 here, there's actually a little bit of snow on the ground. Also doing major road construction on 80 right now, and we're driving in the shoulder with a bunch of cones. I'm gassing up and it is pretty cold. It's like 40 degrees, maybe 39 out. Feels pretty chilly. The smoke in the air is nice. There has to be a pretty big controlled burn around here somewhere. So here is the way into Tahoma, and you can see that it's a pretty tight road coming in. So yeah, they already went in. This is not a trash can. This is storage for the bathrooms. Please don't put trash here. That's super important to keep this area clean. There's even a sign, please take your trash, but with all the tagging and stickers on this thing, it's hard to tell what it is, to be honest with you. It's kind of too bad. It's not huge on the Tahoma side. You know, there is a parking lot here for tow rigs, and you just kind of put them where they need to go and be respectful of the bathrooms. And the ground is crazy icy right here. All right, so I'm leaving Tahoma staging and we're heading into the trail. Never done it with any snow on the ground, but the last however many times I've ever come out of here, this is like 2-wheel drive most of the way out. So we'll see what it's like with the snow on the ground. All right. We're already hitting some icy stuff. Between the snow and the fallen trees from the windstorms, you want to have ample recovery gear, and you're probably going to want to have a chainsaw with you just in case. And that's why we're going in today. There's a lot of fallen trees on this side of the trail, possibly more parts of it. Yeah, we've barely gone in a little bit, but there's basically Miller Lake down to our left. And there's a lot of snow on the hillsides. Wouldn't really call this snow wheeling, but there is snow on the ground. I mean, it's pretty easy stuff. There's no deep snow, but it is icy, and it's definitely making all the rocks icy. So even though this section isn't hard, the rocks are tiny, but they're big enough to where I can't pick up a lot of speed in this JL. I'm running the AEV coils, and they're pretty stiff. The trade-off is it drives night and day better on the freeway than it used to. And so I'm just taking it easy. I'm just kind of crawling. Ooh, here's the lake. It looks frozen. I don't know. Definitely pretty cold out because the lake is still partially frozen. You could see it. Might be hard to tell. It does become unfrozen, I don't know, a couple hundred yards out, but that's crazy to see. It's 36 out. It's definitely cold out. An offshoot road that you're gonna want to stay straight, but there's 4N39 right there on the left. The winds that were out here like a month ago or a couple weeks ago were pretty bad, but I guess they got worse this week, and that's why we're heading out. Hopefully I can cover some of the work day because I'm definitely running late. It's always great getting out though, even if it's not a super hardcore wheeling day and you're just kind of getting out on some easy stuff like this. You know, it makes it interesting having a little bit of snow on the ground compared to normal, Gotta pay a little bit of attention though, because there are some rocks and drops that are harder to see when everything's all white. So yeah, if you look at Onyx, there's a right turn right here. You don't want to take that. You want to stay straight, and I'll just post a screenshot. It is kind of neat having snow on the ground. Tahoma to observation is about as easy as it gets. Easier than the Wentworth Loop for that matter. This is actually the first time I've ever gone in Tahoma. I've always come out Tahoma. There's a cool trail marker for Rubicon Trail 11.5. We just hit Barker Pass OHV, which is to our right, and we are going to kind of stay on the trail, which kind of curves to the left a little bit. I'm getting closer and closer to observation point, but I haven't caught the group yet. I am wheeling at a snail's pace, and I think to get out safely I might have to turn around at observation or sooner. This is a nice little drop, but you can take it wide right here and be fine. Little diff hanger right there though. There we go. So yeah, just a little granite slab section before observation. This actually right here doesn't look too bad to go down though. All right, I've decided that if I don't catch them by observation point, I'm gonna make it to observation and turn around because I'd say normally it's like 2.5 hours to observation. I think today it's gonna take me 3 hours. Observation's probably right over there. All right, so I'm basically almost to observation point, but I'm gonna turn around. I kind of don't wanna catch up to them and then be 2 hours behind them on the way out. So I'd rather kind of start going out now. If anything, they might even catch me on their way out. I do feel really bad that I didn't catch up to the workday party. I thought for sure they'd be sawing trees by Miller Lake, or thought they'd be cutting down trees on the way in. It seems like whatever they had to do, they made really good time. They probably did a great job, and they might already be in the Rubicon Springs by now, and I ain't making it that far today anyways. think I've made it through all the tougher rock gardens. That last section is probably the hardest part on the Tahoma side before you hit observation point. The Tahoma side's easy, but it's not as easy as I remember it being. I remember coming out here in like 2-wheel drive. Taking hours in the JL is a much different experience. It's been nice and relaxing though. I always remember there's this one little camp spot right here that I've always wanted to stop at and check out. And it's pretty sweet. I mean, it's basically 2-wheel drive to get here, this, you know, without major snow. You can walk down to the lake. There's like grass. There's still a little bit of ice. This little table thing comes in handy quite a lot for quick day trips or overnighters where you don't want to bring a ton of table stuff. The other thing too is these metal cloak fender flares are awesome tables. Looks awesome out there. Seeing all the snow on the other side of the lake, way more snow on that side of the mountain. It's crazy how dry it is right here for the moment. I just about cut the time in half getting out of there. On the way in, I stopped at like every crossroads and double checked the Onyx maps. Right now I'm just driving out of Tahoma staging. I'm heading home. It's 3:40. I got here at 9:30. Going into Tahoma is not super hard. It's easier than the Wentworth Loop for the most part, other than those 2 rock gardens. And then the closer you get to observation point, the more you're gonna hit some real legit wheeling, but it's not super difficult. But there is some cool granite slabs. To be a storm coming Monday that's supposed to dump like a foot of snow. I don't really think the snow made the trail more difficult today. Going from Tahoma to observation is like a 5 at most, a 4, you know, as far as difficulty. If you didn't have those 2 rock gardens, I would say it's like a 3 or 2.